Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Monday, November 30th, 2015. Black Wolf here in the Lynn-Life, Asha in the Jamie Body Mind, other teammates in other aspects of the physical dimension, all of us in the physical dimension and in the subatomic layers of the physical dimension from the perspective of the spirit world viewers. We have a crisis. Ra has had a catastrophe, and this is a crisis to us. Asha is also in very poor shape. All of this is presumably as a result of the experience in the projects and everything that entailed. Our intention is to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions to manifest the divine plan. The data clearly showing what's needed is to provide a collective restart, and wiser minds above know that nothing happens without a deadline, so we've been given a deadline of January 17th, 2017 to provide a collective restart, and there are a series of nested deadlines that take us from where we are to then, and the question is how to deal with these deadlines without destroying our team members. With that, it begins. What a higher soul of Ra on the line. I feel like I have one.
I feel like we do.
And so I'm showing him like how small an amount we have of experienced Ra.
That's
it's
true.
Like 1/10 of the amount it would take to fill a tea bag.
That's true.
This isn't enough. If we put the rest of the tea leaves in from good people like you, it wouldn't be the same cup of tea.
That's true.
The experience matters for so much more than we think it does. I can't, there's so far in the future before I can find a future Ra. He's just been used up in the refreshes.
That's true.
What now? My story is this guy is saying, look, I'll come in, or I'm misreading what he's saying.
I hear, look, I'll come in.
And I really appreciate that. I do, and I'm not trying to sound ungrateful for that offer. Here's what we have found in the past is that the downloads of soul energy are now, and I don't mean any disrespect to you, but they're not as good as the essence of Ra that we have here.
That's true.
And the idea of just bringing in another aspect of Ra that doesn't match this but would have Ra's face and Ra's voice and people would confuse for the person who we know as Ra.
Right.
That's kind of scary to me, and I don't know that that's a great plan, but here's what I'm hoping you might be agreeable to. We can find the vibration of this kind of like pile of dust that was Ra.
That's true.
And would you be willing to first see whether or not you would like to have that vibration? And if you would, may we invite you to become that vibration, to join it, just like we would do in the Tune the Food exercise of level 1, day 2.
That's true. He feels interested.
Well, first let's just kind of like live stream up this vibration. This is what this, I'm just holding. Do you want some of the dust in your hand, Asha?
I have some.
Okay, and I have some in mine, and we'll just, this is the vibration. It's interesting, he seems to be having a mixed reaction. Parts of it he would really love to have.
That's true.
And other parts of it he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that. He's going, whoa, that's, it's like scary.
That's
it's
true.
Scary. It's like, I don't know that I'm ready to do that.
That's true.
I don't know that I'm ready to do that. Right. See, he would be a fake Ra.
That's true.
I have to tell you how this body mind feels. She is freaked out that Ra seems to be gone in a way that can't be undone.
That's true.
And she knows what Ross said. He said, we're going to learn a lot from this. And what we've learned is that both Asha and Ra at first were just so thin that we could almost see through them, and that the refreshes, correct me if I'm wrong,
That's
Asha,
true.
the
Could see through.
And the refreshes, yeah, we could see through. And the refreshes weren't enough to get any sense of solidity.
That's true.
I feel like I can still poke my finger right through you.
Oh, yes.
No, not that I would do that.
I feel wispy.
Wispy and thin. But you're at least walking and talking, and Ra is powder.
A smudge. That's true.
Well, he was a greasy spot, and I didn't scrape him up.
No, he pulled himself
together, and now he's just powder.
That's true.
But about 1/10 the amount of powder that would go into a standard tea bag.
That's true.
And those were the only two of our team members who were clear enough to go into the projects for 1 hour. It was a 60-minute crusade to go in and attempt to light fires that would inspire Thing One to live his soul plan.
That's true.
And nothing but his soul plan. So help him God. And we lost, I'd say, 40%
40% of the team.
Of the team, and
That's
the other
true.
60% that came back are
in bad shape.
Super bad shape.
Most of them still aren't conscious.
No. So that's not a workable plan. We cannot do that.
No.
We can't, as souls, withstand the, I want to say thicket of lies, but it's more like impenetrable jungle of lies.
That's true.
That is layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of lies, each one hitting in a way that kind of like matter and antimatter causes the truth to disappear in the same way that the truth causes the lie to disappear.
That's true. Dissolving.
And when there's too much lie, then the truth doesn't balance out. It's like putting an acid and a base together in a chemistry experiment. If you have too much acid, the base doesn't survive. It goes
That's
away,
true.
and what's left is a slightly less acidic acid.
That's true.
So when there's enough truth present, then we can go into the impenetrable jungle of lies and clear a path through the lies.
That's true.
But when there isn't enough of us present, then it doesn't work, and instead we are destroyed.
That's true.
What now?
It's interesting. I see it like fire and water. When there's a huge fire and a tiny bit of water, the water evaporates. But a small fire and a lot of water, and the fire goes out.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
If I lean the other way, I can also see the acid and the base.
Yes, I can see the water and the fire too. I just lean a little bit and I can see it. And I see this higher soul of Ra talking to, he's in a room with someone.
That's
with
true,
maybe
an office.
Multiples.
That's true.
Again, it has the feeling of a group effort to manifest the divine plan. We've seen this on so many layers. I see Luce. There's Luce.
I see Luce.
There's Ra and Luce. Maybe somehow they've worked. I don't know. We still don't know the outcome down here.
That's true.
Of the ruling to have an irrevocable divorce from Luce, but yet he's sitting there, and so we're not. And so I don't know what the deal is with that. Like if you guys have changed your minds, then let us know. And if you haven't changed your minds, then what are you doing that's gross?
That's true.
Because there can only be one set of rules. So can you see how right now you're operating out of integrity unless you clean up this one issue right now? Clean it up right now. Are there one set of rules or two sets of rules? Because if there are two sets of rules, I'm hanging up this phone. You aren't the person that I want to talk to.
I feel a scrambly feeling.
Yeah, they say you're right. We have to deal with this right now. Okay, we'll wait. I feel like someone's coming back, and it's as if they went to talk to the judge or somebody.
That's true.
Somebody of responsibility
Yes, I feel that.
And they're saying they don't see in... What you're saying isn't true.
That's true. That's what that feeling is. There's some twist in your thinking.
Something isn't true. Try again. They presented something to the judge, and the judge said what they say the judge said, but they presented it in a different way. I think what you said is, we don't see any way around working with Luce. We don't see how this is going to work without Luce. So will you just please annul this divorce or something like that?
That's true.
And the judge said, okay, and annulled the divorce.
That's
just kind of like a rubber stamp. But we don't see any inquiry that you've done. Have you done any inquiry? What do you mean you don't see another way? Try to find another way. What do you base that on? That's what the Ra I know would say.
That's true.
You're a faker.
This isn't right. It's like a mall Santa, not
a
the
mall
real Santa.
Well, now what? Because the real Ra is
powder.
There isn't anybody else up there with more integrity than Ra. Like, I really believe that to be true. So now we just come back to this aspect of Ra and say, are you willing to acknowledge that that didn't have integrity? I think he is.
Yeah, he's willing to acknowledge. Saying like, wow, I'm sorry. My intention wasn't to be slimy. I just didn't even look at it from the perspective of whether or not it was an action in integrity or out of integrity. And you're right, that was out of integrity. And I shouldn't have done that.
This body-mind is freaking out.
That's true. I feel panic.
It's like the best person she's ever known has died in a way that seems unchangeable, has used himself as an antidote to lies.
That's true.
But he's used himself up in the process.
That's true. He was trying to be the Breakwater. That's what happened. Ra put himself out as the Breakwater against the lies.
Right, he did, and he dissolved. It's like putting a wall of salt against water, and the salt dissolves in water.
That's true.
Well, let's call back. Let's do a callback. Call back all aspects of Ra from the all that is. We'll just make a Ra concentrate. He's in there somewhere.
That's true, like the salt in the water.
Yes, maybe we just like make a reduction, get a reduction of Ra. We call back Ra. Call back Ra.